The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene's alongside, and as always, we are live in the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different. Welcome everybody in to the Monday program as we talk about what was in the NFL on Sunday. We had a lot of weird things happen yesterday in the NFL. Things that never seen before. Things that you probably never see again. Highlight of the weekend for me.
Watching your team get the shit beat out of them by the Rams.
You knew that was going to happen. I told you that was going to happen.
Oh, wait. Now I get to do it.
Fire them cannons. By golly, put more powder in those things.
I told you
You
that was
needed
gonna
some more
happen.
powder.
Everybody at the bar asked me, where are you going? Your game's getting ready to start. I got to go home and cuss at my television in private. I don't want people to see this. You don't like Tank when he's angry. I wasn't even all that angry through it. I fully expected what happened yesterday. So, I mean, you know, it was 34-17 late. It's a little worse than I wanted it to be, but
Yeah, hey, Red Zone.
coming.
And this is just, from a fan. When it's 34-17, please stop showing Tom Brady's game during a fucking overtime game. Jesus Christ, wait to go back and watch Tom just his head sunk down.
Right.
Oh, Tom. Oh, who gives a shit? There's an overtime game going on that I care way more about right now.
They kept switching back and forth.
Yes!
Sorry. Tom Brady drives numbers. You know that. Especially sad Tom Brady. How many messages did I see yesterday that were sent to me of, oh, I love it when Tom Brady loses? Of course you do. Because he's won 7 friggin' Super Bowl trophies.
Yep. And it'll sit at 7.
Yeah. And the LA Rams are your new number 1. Power rankings done. We don't even have to do the show tomorrow. No, highlight of the weekend for me, I think it's got to be the kick 6 in the Jacksonville game. I've never seen it.
Don't try 68-yard field goals unless you have Justin Tucker. Then you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. 66, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Kelvin Joyner said, I'm only here for one thing. It's to talk shit to him. By the way, I took the Dolphins to cover, and I was right.
You were right.
But just
Get
barely.
that little hook.
That's a lesson, children, on why you place your wagers early.
Yeah.
Because by kickoff, that bitch was 2.5. And if you got it at 2.5, sad Monday. I got it at 3.5. Happy Monday.
Yeah, it was a happy Monday indeed. We'll talk about all of the major things that happened in each and every game. Hit us up in the comments section here as we get rolling.
And be on the lookout for prowling Bengals fans because I know they're coming.
Oh, they're coming.
And I'm here.
They're coming.
Come on.
We beat the Steelers.
Fire when ready.
Oh, we beat the Steelers. Yeah, well, it's because they're quarterbacks.
Yeah, you know who's beating the Steelers right now? Time. Time is beating them because their quarterback is 807 years old. And he looks every second of it.
Yeah.
By the way, I need you to understand that when Tom Brady graduated high school, Ben Roethlisberger wasn't in it yet. Tom looks younger than me.
Right.
Ben looks like he could be my grandfather.
Right. Chuck G in the comments says I look pretty good after Georgia Tech and Tampa Bay. First off, it's Georgia, which yes, I feel just fine about where Georgia's at right now. And Tampa Bay, we just lost to the best team in the NFL. I think I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah, Carolina fans,
pretty sure.
Today's probably not a take a victory lap day because Georgia Tech beat you to death.
Yeah, I'm not even worried about that Carolina thing. They were always second in my book anyway.
Well, you're one of those people that has 2 teams that just pisses me off. I'm really interested to hear as we talk Carolina football over the course of the week.
Yeah.
I would love to hear how you explain that one away. Well, it wasn't good. Next question, please. Can we talk about Sam? Because he's good.
We forgot that quarterback can run.
Jeff Sims, God mighty. He signed at Florida State, and Willie Taggart ran him off.
Yeah.
Man, it'd been nice to have had him against Louisville because we suck.
Or against Jacksonville State. You know.
Hey.
Am I not allowed to bring that up anymore?
No. Fuck you.
We're only focusing on Notre Dame and Louisville. Okay.
No, I'm focusing on we may not win a game. Like Florida State, I've looked at the schedule. We may not win a game.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the games yesterday in the NFL. Washington and Buffalo. Was it the gross game you thought it was going to be? Really? What?
We have a trade.
Uh-oh.
In the National Football League.
Is today a good day?
No, but it could be. No, but I'm telling you. Hold on. I got to do it. LMNO camera. There it is. Today is a great day for Deshaun Watson to become quarterback of the Miami Dolphins. No, we have a trade. The Carolina Panthers received cornerback C.J. Henderson and a 5th-round pick. The Jacksonville Jaguars get a 3rd-round pick and Dan Arnold.
Not Dan Arnold!
Oh, whatever.
Darnold to Arnold, what are we going to do without it?
Whatever will Gus Johnson do now? Now that we don't have Hayden Arnold, he's gone. We only just barely knew him.
Dan Arnold, a 3rd-rounder for C.J. Henderson, who was the number 8 pick last year in the NFL draft.
All right, I have to say this. This is instant response because we just saw this. Thank you, Matthew Hoffman, for telling me that this was coming, so I could go look for it. I have to say this: the Jacksonville Jaguars are officially at that point where they are your friend that you take to a bar. He meets a girl, she's into him, and then he tells her how hot her sister is. That's the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like, you're cute, but I would really like to bang your sister. I got nothing. I got nothing for that.
That's not how that's supposed to go?
No, don't do that. Oh, and by the way, Annie Anger, don't steal my shit and not credit me. Okay?
Verbatim.
Okay?
Word for
it's
word.
It's one thing to steal my thought. It's another to change one piece of punctuation and go, new thought. Not a new thought.
It's just great minds think alike. It's just great
That's
minds
what
think
I
alike.
said. That was my response with the side-by-side.
Yeah.
Wow. That is, holy shit. I didn't think Jacksonville could get worse. Mm-hmm. And yet, like Carolina, what, GM Scott Fitterer?
Yep.
That dude is doing some stuff. Holy shit. How in the hell do you get C.J. Henderson for a bag of footballs?
Because Jacksonville's bad, and they're going to continue to do this. That's a great pickup. I mean, I get that CJ's had his struggles relating to the NFL, but wow, a number 8 pick now. So now, number 9 pick. Excuse me. So now think about that secondary. Once J.C. Horn gets healthy, or have they ruled him out for the season? Because there was
2 to 3 months.
There was some talk that he might be done for the year if he ends up having the surgery.
And I mean, I'm going to level with you. C.J. Henderson has not been particularly good.
No.
But he's a raw talent going into a defense that is just markedly better.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to be a corner when you don't have anybody that can rush a passer.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to be a corner when Urban Meyer just sits out there and goes, you fucking figure it out. All right, dum-dum, you do it.
Well,
What a good God. That is very rarely in the NFL do I look at a trade and go, you got just ficked. But they got ficked. I mean, not even holy God, they didn't even spit on their hand first. Like, just, bam!
Nice.
Good Lord. God, Jacksonville sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And good for you, Carolina Panthers fans.
I was going to say, and that Carolina Panthers defense just got better. Congratulations, great move. The Buffalo Bills beat the Washington football team 43-21.
Speaking of sucks,
it's not quite the struggle bus that we expected.
First of all, I would be remiss
wins.
if I didn't point this out. Yeah. Yesterday, we went with Chief David Zack of the Asheville Police, who's a huge Buffalo Bills fan, to the Village Porch in North Asheville, which is a Bills backer bar.
Yep.
And that shit was a whole lot of fun.
It was.
Stephen Tao came and hung out. We had a bunch of people with us. That was fun. I want to pull for a team that's good because I haven't done that in so long that I don't remember what it feels like. I was listening to Bills fans sing every time they won, and it felt like my first Christmas. Like, it was like a family.
Right.
I don't. Fuck!
Right.
I don't have that.
Every time they scored a touchdown, the Bills backers had the little song playing in the background. It's not the greatest song in the world, but
no. And please stop with theme songs for NFL.
Bills
teams.
make me want to shout, put my hands up and shout.
God, and I heard that a bunch of times yesterday.
Yeah, because they scored 43 points. We heard it a lot.
Yeah,
they don't do it. It's funny to me. They don't do it on the field goals. Like the field goals are just like. Field goal. Score a touchdown. Bills make me want to shout. No.
Yeah. By the way, the next time the Jets score a touchdown, I'll shout. Unfortunately, it might be a minute.
We'll get to that game in a little bit.
Do we have to?
Sure.
I don't want to.
Sure. Well, I mean, you got to cover them all. Josh Allen, though, the question now being asked, is he back to MVP form? 5 total touchdowns yesterday against the Washington football team. 42 of 34, 358 yards, 4 passing, 1 rushing. That was a hell of a day.
Yeah, he was not bad. He was not bad at the football.
And I told you there was an Emmanuel Sanders day coming. 2 touchdowns.
He'll be hurt in 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, we know that. The only real offensive explosion that the football team had was a 73-yard touchdown by Antonio Gibson.
Oh, God, and I totally forgot with the Arnold thing. Now that just means they can start Tommy Tremble.
Who got a touchdown this past week?
Lord.
What?
I'll never switch my allegiance. I'll always be a Jet fan. But okay. I want to be good.
I think he's turning.
No, I'm not. I'm sad.
Secret time?
I'm sad.
You should.
No.
Secret.
No. That is what bandwagon fans do and people that vote for Joe Biden. I swear I'm almost done.
God almighty.
We've only got 4 more days before you see all the new shit, and then there will be no more of that.
I think it just, it shows growth. It shows growth for you to be able to shed your ways of the past and come into a new. I mean, you've already done it in the NBA with your New York Knicks.
Yeah, but that's because we had an owner that was a douchebag.
Okay.
I said that 3 different ways, and none of them were right.
Okay, so you like the ownership of the New York Jets, but they're going to keep bashing you fan-wise.
I do like Woody Johnson.
But why? Because
I'm a fan. And you know what? You know what would happen? As soon as I abandoned ship, we'd win a fucking Super Bowl. And I couldn't celebrate that. I wouldn't be allowed. They would spray me like a cat on the furniture. Just no.
So you're just holding out hope that it's going to happen at some point someday.
Random sales guy asked, "What's a douche bag?" Mike Norvell.
Douche.
I'm on fire today, boys.
This game also had one of the things that I had never seen in my entire life. I've never seen a kicker recover the kickoff 40 yards down the field. I don't even know how it happened. I mean, the wind was gusting so bad.
I've never seen the kicker do it.
Right.
But I've seen that happen before.
I mean, I get that. The ball falls out of somebody's hands, but I've never seen the kicker follow it up. Dustin Hopkins, he's got to be the first 3 weeks MVP for the Washington football team.
And that's everything you need to know about the Washington football team.
Because the defense is not as good as we thought it was going to be.
No.
They're not getting pressure somehow.
Good Lord, that defense. Look, I've blamed it on Jamin Davis. I don't think one player can do that much.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, they're awful. And Jack Del Rio just looks completely lost. Josh Allen sitting here bashing their brains in across against the sidewalk, and Jack Del Rio's just sitting there like, I don't have anything for this.
Yeah.
Do you have anything? Can we try something? We got something else?
Yeah, they're not good. Washington football team, way worse than I expected.
For those of you that didn't know, the Buffalo Bills are still very good at football, in spite of the fact they lost to the Steelers.
Yeah, the football team is going to, I think, we've seen it now, they are the most disappointing team in the NFL.
Oh, no. There's another one of those.
There's another one?
Oh, yeah. Oh, and I cannot wait. Oh.
Good. Let the hate flow through you.
43-21, your final score. Bills beat the football team. Any other takeaways from this game?
No, not really. Zach Moss is the running back you want for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
I waffled on that for a week because he was healthy and active, but here we are.
Yeah. You think he's going to get the majority of the tote now?
I wouldn't say majority. He's going to get the higher value tote. He's the guy around the goal line.
Okay.
Caught passes yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, Zach Moss is the guy you want. I am really, really glad that my waiver claim last week where I dropped him did not go through. Because I'm going to need him because Justin Fields sucks a lot.
Yes, he does. Justin Fields, I told you, elite pass rush. Said it all week. And guess what happened? He got sacked 9 times in this game.
And let me be really honest with you.
Yep.
I wouldn't care if it was a high school pass rush. The same shit would have happened. It was worse because Myles Garrett was just beating their brains out.
4.5 sacks.
Justin Fields is not an NFL quarterback. Straight up, he's not. He's not. He's never going to be. And I'm not overreacting to one game. That's legitimately the worst game I've ever seen a quarterback play in my life. I've been doing this for 10 years. I've never seen a college quarterback play that badly. He cannot figure out how to set line adjustments. He can't do it. He never had to do it at Ohio State, and now he doesn't know how. And he is going to get himself killed. That's the worst NFL game I've ever seen in my life. The fact they scored 6 points is dumbfounding.
Worse than when Greg McElroy got sacked by 11 times in his NFL debut.
Greg McElroy looked conscious.
Okay.
Justin Fields, I swear to you, I would think he would have been doing Jaeger bombs in the parking lot if I didn't know better.
He got sacked more times than he completed passes. He was sacked 9 times. He completed 6 passes for 68 yards. They had 47 net yards through the entire game.
Justin Tucker's field goal was 19 yards further out than the Bears got all day.
Yep.
Against the Browns, who aren't good. They're not good. For fuck's sake, they struggled with the Texans.
Yeah, they were not good yesterday, but still, it was the god awful nature of the Chicago Bears that made this look like a lopsided affair. Baker was bad.
Baker was terrible.
Baker was just he was overthrowing receivers left and right. He took 3 really bad sacks in the game that changed the field. I mean, 2 of them were on 4th downs. One of them took his team out of field goal range. The plays that I saw yesterday from Baker Mayfield
are why this team's not a legitimate contender.
Exactly. These are the moves that you cannot make. You cannot allow Baker Mayfield to make these kinds of decisions when you're in close games against good teams.
Jason Trump said in the comments, and now we know why Andy was the starter. I'm going to be real honest with you about things I've heard. Matt Nagy didn't want to start him in this game. They were closer to starting Nick Foles than you want to think.
Wow. Well,
they know. They watch him in practice and they go, arm talent, A. Great arm. You don't know how to play this position.
Yeah.
Straight up, you don't. And I said this, and you know, I love taking victory laps. This is exactly what I tried to tell you. And you know what? This is a time I'm taking a fucking victory lap, because if I had $1 for every time I got called a racist because I didn't like Justin Fields, I would be a fucking millionaire. And so you know what? What do you want to call me now? What do you want to say to me now that I'm fucking 100% right, Bears fans? Oh, you're just a dumb shit. Okay. Tell me that's not the worst thing you've ever seen in your life. Tell me straight up. You've been a Bears fan for 30 years. Tell me yesterday wasn't the worst 60 minutes of your fandom life. Thanks, dick. God, that felt good. I wanted to do that for 4 months. My Twitter mentions blew up at one point calling me a racist because I didn't like Justin Fields.
Yep.
Somehow it didn't matter that I love Trey Lance. So how the fuck that works, I do not know. But I have wanted to do that. I've been waiting, just sitting back idly by, waiting for get him on a field.
Yep.
Get him on a field and what I saw at Ohio State, let that happen against a legitimate NFL defense and watch what happens. And there it was for all to behold. And now you got Andy hurt and you got nowhere to turn because now you've gone to Justin Fields and there's really not any going back.
Oh, well, I mean, another game like this, and nobody will doubt them going back.
But why? Now why? Why would you go back? You have seen how bad this team is. This team is fucking awful. Bengals fans, just, okay? I know you're coming. Just understand, you lost to this.
Yeah.
They're 31. They're my new 31 in the NFL. They are worse than the Jacksonville Jaguars. They are worse than the Houston Texans. They are worse than every team in the NFL that I don't pull for.
Right.
And that's a level of shit that, oh God, I'm not even looking forward to talking about that. But
yeah. 26-6 final score yesterday. Cleveland over the Chicago Bears. Again, Baker Mayfield was not good. It was a Kareem Hunt day, so hey, felt good about throwing that one out there. 155 total yards for him. Scored a touchdown as well. Odell caught 5 of 9 for 77, so that's not a bad debut for his season. Khalil Mack, Robert Quinn, Mario Edwards. They were pretty good yesterday. Had this game gone any other way, the Bears defense would be looked at and gone, damn, that was a good performance. But those guys combined for 4.5 sacks. That was as many as Myles Garrett had. They got overshadowed by the Cleveland defense. That's the thing. The Bears are not a bad defense.
They're not good.
No.
I need you to understand this. The Bears ran 42 plays yesterday. They were sacked 9 times. Think about what I just said. The sack rate was 17%. That means he got sacked on almost. Actually, it was higher than that. I did the math wrong. It's 22%. Because 20 would have been if they'd run 45 plays. They only ran 42.
Yeah.
He got sacked on more than every 5th drop back. That's borderline impossible to do. They had 6 first downs, and 2 of them were from penalties.
Yep.
That's Vanderbilt against Georgia bad.
Agreed. But I think, like I said, the Chicago Bears defense, they can get after a quarterback. And I think had this game gone any other way, they would have gotten some recognition for their performance yesterday.
I think you have to fire Matt Nagy today.
I agree.
I think you have to fire him today.
I agree. 47 net yards, I don't care who your quarterback is not acceptable, especially if you are supposed to be this offensive genius.
And he's not.
He's not.
He's not, and I said it all offseason long. You're entrusting. And now I want you to think about this, since I'll go down another path. I'll look at the Bears' schedule. Have you looked at who they play?
I have not.
All right. Moving forward, all right, they play the Lions this week. I got news for you. You ain't got a snowball's chance in hell of beating that team. At the Raiders, loss. Packers, loss. Bucks, 49ers, at the Steelers, Ravens, Lions again. I don't think you can beat the Lions either time. I really don't. At the Packers, Vikings, at the Seahawks, Giants, at the Vikings. You may not win another game. You may go 1-16.
Right.
And you traded your first-round pick.
Right.
So you don't even have the pick. This is what I tried to say when you traded up to get him. I don't think you had to. Overall, I said that a couple times. I don't think you had to trade up because I don't think anybody else was going to do this. I can tell you right now, I've been told on good authority, had Justin Fields and Mac Jones been there at 15, Bill would have still taken Mac Jones. From somebody I trust that knows infinitely more about this than I do.
Right.
He would have taken Mac over Justin.
So you could have stayed at 20 and got him.
Yep.
I tried to defend it as much as I could, but that performance yesterday was god awful. I don't think you can I don't know. It's going to be tough to come back from that. How about that? That's the best thing I can say. But I agree with you. Matt Nagy should be fired today. The Ravens beat the Lions barely. 19-17.
The Lions are going to be tough to beat.
Yep.
They're not good, they're not talented, but they're well coached.
Yep.
And they will pop you in the mouth.
Mm-hmm. It was not the crush spot that we thought it was for Lamar Jackson. They were nuisances all day long. Plus, it doesn't hurt that they don't have a receiver that can catch the ball.
No.
I mean, Hollywood Brown dropped 2 no-doubters yesterday. Devin Duvernay, I think he had 2 drops in the game as well. It's just every time they had a shot, they shot themselves in the foot by dropping the football.
Hey, Mark Andrews was good.
Mark Andrews was good. 19-17 final score, and we saw at the end one of the craziest kicks of all time. 66 yards from Justin Tucker that hit the damn crossbar and bounced through. It took me a second to figure out exactly what happened, and then I saw the ball hit the net. That's when I knew that it went through, because it was hard to tell as the way it bounced up.
I couldn't tell which direction it went.
Right. Like I said, until it hit the net, that's when I went, oh, hell, he actually made that kick. I thought it was funny that, Tucker's career long of 61 came against the Detroit Lions in Detroit like 7 years before that. And also that Tom Dempsey 63-yard, or was it 61 yards?
Something like that.
Something like that. The one that everybody's broken in the last 5 years, that was against the Lions as well. And it won them the game at the same score. New Orleans won 19-17 on the Tom Dempsey field goal. 66-yarder from Justin Tucker. Is he the greatest kicker of all time?
Easily.
I think so.
Easily. There's nobody even in his ballpark to me.
Really? It's not even close with him and Vinatieri?
Justin Parton's losing his shit about a 5-yard delay game. Can I explain something to you about that delay game that I've heard about for a full, solid fucking day?
Yeah, please.
Because people don't seem to understand how delay of game is called. It's the back judge. He has to look at the clock, see that the clock has expired, come back to the ball, and be able to get to the flag. All of that has to happen. Just because you see 0 on a screen doesn't make it a delay game. It's been that way forever. Mm-hmm. That's not new shit. If you want to bitch about officials, trust me, they gave you every opportunity to bitch about them. Across college, across the NFL yesterday, there's plenty of shit to say about officials. Mm-hmm. That's not one of them. That's the greatest kick I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Patrick Holt said it wasn't 0. It was like a second and a half after it. Yeah, that's about how long that takes to call that. We do this at least once a year. Mm-hmm. It's just one of those things. And I got news for you. I saw 2 separate instances yesterday where after penalties, the clock wasn't reset and you wound up with a delay game.
Yeah.
So I saw it in the Bills game and I saw it in the Dolphins and the Raiders.
Right.
It's a hard call. I mean, I get it. I've always said I don't understand why the play clock doesn't light up or something like that to make this easier to call.
A horn. Why don't we have a horn?
No, you can't do a horn. Clock. Well, you can't do a horn. That wouldn't work in the NFL because you got cadences and shit like that.
Yeah, that's true.
But something to make this easier for the officials because there's too many moving parts. But that's what I've said about officials. That's the reason officiating's been so bad is that you're asking these guys to do entirely too much shit at one time. And to me, that's the easiest fix of all of it, and they've never done that in 30 years. So
right.
Why that is, I don't know.
Right.
But, I mean, there has to be a reason.
Even if they could sync it up with the video board or something, and the video board lights up.
I don't know. You got, but that delay a game, that happens a lot. Mm-hmm. It's just one of those things that I guess I've mentally... It happens so damn often that I've just chalked it up. Like, unless I see the flag, I don't even look at the play clock anymore. I really don't.
I mean, as a Lions fan,
very rarely do I ever look.
As a Lions fan, you have to cling on to these things, because I mean, it did hurt you. The fact that the call didn't get made, it did hurt you. Would have been a 5-yard penalty. I really doubt that they ever would have tried a 71-yard field goal.
Yeah, because he wouldn't have made that.
He wouldn't have made that at all. No, because it was millimeters. If that kick had been millimeters off, it'd have bounced back or bounced a different way. It's just, wow. Justin, I want to see him do it. He needs to do an opera about that. Have you seen him sing?
No.
Justin Tucker? You need to check
I know
that
you're
out.
talking about.
He's got one of the best voices I've ever heard.
Yep.
Anyhow.
I've never in my life gone, hey, what kicker in the NFL sings the best?
No, it was a big viral thing like a year ago or something.
You don't get me with any of those. Ever.
Now, who they're smashing on the side, he's totally interested in that. Whatever skills you may have off the field, other than, nailing hot girls, he doesn't care. The Lions are a scrappy bunch, and they're going to make it close with a lot of teams. It's very uncomfortable for the Baltimore Ravens, and they needed a lot of luck to go their way to win that game.
Yeah, they're in a kill spot next week.
Who do they play? At the Bears.
They're in a kill spot.
Right. The Arizona Cardinals and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Of course, this one featured the best play of the game, came from the team that lost, the Jacksonville Jaguars, with the 109-yard kick six return by Jamal Agnew. Obviously, the first thing you thought about when you saw that had to be the Auburn-Alabama game.
The first thing I thought about was Cliff Kingsbury is a fucking moron.
To kick a 68-yard field goal right before
And I
halftime.
think it quite often.
Yeah.
Like, you have got so much going for you.
Right.
And you just find a way to boo-boo kitty it at all passes.
Yeah.
She's not a good coach. That's such a good team, and they're coached so poorly.
31-19, the final score. We knew it was going to come. James Conner vulture season is here. He had 2 touchdowns yesterday that helped no one.
If you play James Conner, you're bad at fantasy football. I don't care that it worked out. I don't care.
DeAndre Hopkins did not have the day that we expected, although he's been hampered by injury.
No, it was A.J. Green.
A.J. Green. A.J. Green,
and
5
Rondale Moore had
catches.
3 touches.
Yeah, A.J. Green, 5 catches for 112 yards. Christian Kirk had 7 for 104. Trevor Lawrence threw another 3 interceptions, 2 interceptions. He fumbled 1. That's what I was thinking. He's had 3 total turnovers.
He fumbled twice. He lost 2 fumbles.
Did he lose 2?
Yeah. He turned the ball over 4 times.
Oh, okay. Wow. This rookie group of quarterbacks
Sucks.
They can't
Sucks. God, they've been bad. Like, holy shit.
do it. Right. Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence. What was the stat you told me this morning?
There have been 5 quarterbacks in NFL history that ever started their career with 2 interception games in a row.
Yeah.
2 or more interception games in a row.
Right.
2 of them are in this rookie class.
Jeez.
Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson.
That's
Peyton
bad.
Manning was another one, and I can't remember the other 2.
Right. That's bad. But the Cardinals came away with a win over I'm still on there, the worst team in the NFL. And it's close. It's close, though. Your Jets have to be 31 for me. Jacksonville will be my 32. Chicago's probably down to my 30.
My 32 is the Jets, clearly. Chicago's 31, Jacksonville's 30.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll be doing power rankings later on in the week. So, of course, be sure to stick with us each and every day as we have all of the recaps in the NFL and all of your power rankings, fantasy football matchups, and such all throughout the season. Hit that subscribe button here in the Sportsocracy. Any other thoughts on the Arizona Cardinals?
No, they're just poorly coached.
Yeah.
Good God, they're so talented, but they're poorly coached. And Jacksonville is a circus.
Yeah.
I mean, that is circus if I've ever seen it. And there are 5 teams in the NFL that I can honest to Jesus see not winning a game.
Yeah. With the exclamation point put on the how bad the Jacksonville Jaguars suck with the C.J. Henderson trade this morning to the Carolina Panthers. If you're just joining us, we had that breaking news right at the top of the program.
They've been trying to trade him for weeks. Good on Carolina for going and getting it done.
Yep.
For virtually nothing.
Yep. The Chargers beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Didn't really think the Chargers were actually going to pull off the upset in this one, but they did. And I'm really glad I took them plus the points this week. 30-24 your final score. Justin Herbert, he's a different kind of cat. 4 touchdowns this week, 26-38, 281 yards. 2 of his touchdowns going to Mike Williams. You ready to turn on Mike Williams?
No, because he'll break.
Just wait until he
very
breaks.
soon. It's coming. Oh, he had a good game. Cool.
Yeah.
A lot of people have good games.
No, I mean, this is 3 in a row.
No,
this could be Mike Williams' breakout year like Will Fuller last year.
Will Fuller breakout year. He got hurt and then got suspended. Yeah, I would agree with that. Mm-hmm. If you call Will Fuller's year last year a breakout, then yeah, this would be Mike Williams.
I mean, it was compared to the rest of his career.
Well, that's because he lives hurt. They're the same guy.
7 catches for 122 yards. Keenan Allen had his, he had 8 catches. They were all short, though. So not much in the yardage department for him. Austin Eckler, another 6 catch, 52-yard day. Had a touchdown. On the Chiefs side, I mean, what do you take away from this? Defense continues to be a problem. And
Kansas City dominated this game. You turned the fucking ball over 4 times.
Yep.
You're not going to win games against good teams when you turn the ball over 4 times.
Yep.
Pat Mahomes has gotten very careless with the ball. The interception was awful. The first one was awful. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, do I think that's going to regress back to the mean? Yeah. You play the Eagles next week, that's going to get ugly. Mm-hmm. You get the Bills, the Titans. I can't wait to watch them play the Bills on Sunday Night Football 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
After we have the week of one man, one coach, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick. Will they blow each other on the 50-yard line? The fact they played Adele for that last night is the greatest shit I've ever seen.
Adele?
They played Hello on Sunday Night Football for Bill and Tom.
Oh, my God.
I don't know who came up with that idea, but God bless your soul, because that was hilarious.
I'm sad I missed that.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Chargers winning another close game though against top competition. It starts to make me come around that, maybe we were getting too down on them too soon. But again, it's kind of what they're going to do. They will be in 1-score games all season long. Well, some of them they'll win, some of them they'll lose. Still ends up being a pretty.
They could be 0-3.
Pretty mediocre record, leaning toward playoff worthy.
Are you talking about your Kansas City?
Chargers. There's nothing mediocre about the Chiefs.
I was about to say. Yeah, I mean, the Chargers are good. They're a good team.
Yeah.
They're what they were billed to be. I think they're about a 10-17.
Right, but how much does this affect you with the Kansas City Chiefs? Like, I look at this and go, that's a tough game. They've lost tough games before. They're in every game they're in, and they're going to win the majority of them.
Yeah, it affects me none.
Yeah.
Stephen Tao said Mahomes is finally being exposed. He cannot actually walk on water. Yeah, he was on pace to break every record in NFL history. So, I mean, he's still fantastic, still the best quarterback in the NFL. He's just getting a little careless with the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 years in, he's learning that, hey, I can't just throw off my back foot and do, things that no other quarterback does. I can't do that. There's a reason. Mm-hmm. There's a reason nobody else does it, because it leads to, you're going to throw some picks.
Yeah. New Orleans and New England definitely didn't go the way I expected on this one. Go ahead.
Good. Let the hate flow through you.
New England's bad.
Yeah.
New England's bad. They're bad. And Mac Jones is not much better. He is a low ceiling, high floor quarterback.
Yes.
And when you have games like you had yesterday, as long as Mac Jones is your quarterback, you're going to lose.
Mm-hmm. Mac Jones thrown 51 times in the game.
That blew my mind.
It's not really where you want to be, but when you fall behind like they did, I mean, it's definitely hard to recover.
I mean, granted, they couldn't run a greasy peg up a cat's ass, but still.
Right.
Asking Mac Jones to throw the ball 51 times is insane to me.
But what else are you going to do when you fall behind by 3 scores like that?
Get creative. There is nothing creative about that offense the vast majority of the time.
Right.
Now you're understanding what it was that I was trying to say for 20 fucking years. Because everybody was, oh, Bill Belichick's the greatest coach of all time. No, he has the greatest quarterback of all time. There is a difference. He is still the same coach that got run out of Cleveland. He is still the same coach that coordinated defenses and did all these. I get it. He's got 6 Super Bowl rings. Oh, kiss the brass ring. Without Tom, he'd have 0. So that's it.
Right.
Tom's the man. New England's dog shit, and this is what I tried to tell you for 20 years.
Yeah. A little bit of luck on the New Orleans side. I mean, pass goes through the receiver's hands. You get that early pick. Jameis Winston somehow turns that into a touchdown. That was like one of the luckiest plays of the day. And, yeah, I'm lumping in the 66-yard field goal with that. Jameis Winston throwing completely off balance, hurling it up into the back of the end zone, and Marquez Callaway somehow coming down with it. Jameis Winston didn't know where he was throwing that ball. No. He just chucked it up.
But here's the thing.
Somehow got
what
lucky.
Are they asking Jameis Winston to do? Very little.
Very little,
Very little. Play good defense. Kamara was not efficient in the least yesterday.
No.
But he was good. He did what he needed to do. And the defense was good enough. And this is the problem that the New England Patriots have, is that you play a series of games. By the way, they are going to get absolutely boat raced by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next week. But, I look at a lot of the schedule and just go, I don't see how you're going to win.
Yeah.
I don't see how New England has more than 7 wins. And this is where you are. I told you, Chuck said I still harbor resentment that Belichick quit after one day. Of course I do. He left us, went to our division rival, took the greatest quarterback that ever lived. I hate the man with every fiber of my soul. And I don't even begin, but I'm not biased towards it. I can tell you legitimately what he is and what he's not. He's made a series of boneheaded decisions that were covered up by Tom Brady. For the love of God, he went for it on 4th down on his own 35-yard line in a playoff game. Do you hear how stupid that sounds when I say it out loud? It was that stupid then, too. You just had Tom Brady he's a hell of a Band-Aid.
Right. He's a tactician. Which there is some of that, too. There is something to that.
Rob Johnson said that that offense is as boring as watching paint dry. Correct.
Or as boring as watching, say,
the Jets,
the Atlanta Falcons against the New York Giants yesterday. That was a god-awful game. And I'm so happy that I was not near a television that had it on permanently. I only got to see it once it got inside the Red Zone channel.
There's something brewing with the Giants, and I don't know what it is.
What do you mean brewing?
There will be a head rolling down the sidewalk before the end of this day. I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's Gettleman. I don't think it's Joe Judge. But John Mara was pissed off.
I don't see how it came.
I knew somebody in that stadium yesterday. They booed Mara mercilessly. They did the Ring of Honor thing with Eli yesterday. They booed him mercilessly. They cheered every time Evan Ingram came off the field. It was, the word I was told, uncomfortable. And that's from a Jets fan that had absolutely no vested interest in the Giants. Went to the game because he had free tickets. That's the whole reason he was there.
Yeah, I don't see how this can be Joe Judge. It's if there's a head that needs to roll, it's got to be David Gettleman.
But see, I don't know what that does in season. I don't know what that's going to change. You're 0-3, you're listless, and the fan base is turning on you. If you recall, when we picked this game, I told you, New York's a different animal. You undervalue it when you don't pull for their teams.
Right.
When they turn on you, they get vile. And that's where they are.
But what's changing the coach going to do? Changing the coach is not going to improve the offensive line.
It doesn't matter. You don't get it. With New York, you have to do something because there's so much media, there's so much attention, there's so many people. You have to do something. You have to coddle these people and pat them on the head. It's the reason the Jets and the Giants have sucked for 25 years.
Yeah.
Because you have to do something. You have a choice. Because when the fan base turns on you, it gets really loud.
Yeah.
And it gets really uncomfortable. And that's why I told you, I like Daniel Jones better on the road. Statistically, he's better on the road. Because Giants fans turned on him a long time ago.
Yeah. Cordero Patterson, he was the thing again yesterday. catching 6
He's
balls.
the thing moving forward.
Yeah, catching 6 balls for 82 yards. He was the leading receiver, by the way. That whole Calvin Ridley thing, that didn't happen. Kenny Golladay, that didn't happen either. We were expecting big crush spots for both of those guys. And it was good to see Saquon Barkley get into the end zone and have a useful fantasy day for his owners.
Fun.
But then at the end, it was, young Hui Koo nailing the 40-yard field goal to win it for the Falcons 17-14 in the worst game of the day.
By a lot.
The Bengals beat the Steelers. Here they come. Are you ready, Jeremy? The Cincinnati fan base coming after you. We're here for the first of many wins. This is the second so far this year. 24-10 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are bad. Their offense is terrible. The defense is still good. Had T.J. Watt played yesterday, it wouldn't have made a difference, I don't think. There's something wrong with the offense. I mean, hell, Ben Roethlisberger threw the ball 58 times yesterday. Mm-hmm. You can't continue to ask him to do these things, especially when he's hurt. He's got a darn near torn pectoral, and you're still asking him to throw the ball 58 times. Najee Harris had 19 targets in the passing game.
Which is insane.
It is. He caught 14 balls yesterday for 102 yards on 19 targets. He's a running back. This is not Pittsburgh Steeler football.
By the way, Pat Freiermuth.
Yep. Very good. It was a good day for the tight end whisperer yesterday.
I'm back.
Pat Freiermuth, Tyler Higbee.
I'm back.
Yeah.
No big deal.
24-10 Bengals over the Steelers. The Steelers' big problem is that offensive line is god-awful. You kept trying to downplay it in the preseason, and I kept telling you it feels like there's something wrong here, and there is something wrong.
It's a problem when you call games like this. I said when they took Najee Harris and Matt Canada took over this job, I said, you have to learn from the sins of the past. And the sins of the past is you can't ask a 39-year-old quarterback that's going on 89 to throw the ball 50-plus times a game. You can't do it.
Yep.
I thought when they took a running back in the first round, they drafted Kendrick Greene, who I like to play on the interior. Mm-hmm. I thought this offense is going to be more balanced. The defense is good. Well, here's the thing. All those things are not true. Mm-hmm. They reverted right back to Randy Feichtner, Pittsburgh Steelers football. And guess what? I had one great big takeaway from yesterday in this game.
Okay.
Has not one fucking thing to do with the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay. Not one. Pittsburgh's bad.
Yeah.
They are bad. And there's nothing you can do. Mm-hmm. You're stuck with, and I'll be honest with you, I should have seen this coming because Vegas has had Ben Roethlisberger as the third worst quarterback in the NFL for 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. Even after the Bills game, he was still the third worst quarterback in the NFL by Vegas rating.
Right.
That should have told me everything I needed to know. And I put my fingers in my ears and act like I didn't see it because they beat the Bills. Well, here's the thing. You have to call perfect games with this team because Ben looks, there's another one. That you could have told me he was doing Jaeger bombs out in the parking lot and I wouldn't be shocked because he looked Gary Busey drunk behind that line for the vast majority of that game. They're not good. And I'll be honest with you, I am now officially ready to make the declaration. Pittsburgh Steelers are the worst team in this division. Cincinnati, you want me to pat you on the head, rub you behind the ear, and tell you you're pretty? You're the third best team in that division. Congratulations. You'll go 5-12.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed.
Damn,
I do like how you're running Joe Mixon. Joe Burrow's still running for his fucking life. Mm-hmm. None of that changed for me.
Yeah.
I mean, be honest with yourself. You watched a lot of this game because you're sitting right beside me.
Yeah.
All right, they're going to beat the Jaguars next week. I have no doubt about that.
Yes.
Then you tell me where the wins are here. Packers at the Lions. No. You might win that game.
Maybe.
You might win that game. I don't love you on the road, but you might.
That's a physical team.
That's a physical team, and it's a tough-ass place to play. At the Ravens. No shot. Yeah, you'll beat the Jets. Woo! Yeah. Then in order, you go Raiders, Steelers, Chargers, 49ers, Broncos, Ravens, Chiefs, Browns. That's the rest of your schedule. Who the fuck are you beating? Be honest with yourself. I know you want to believe. I get it. The problem is now you've been just good enough that you probably keep Zach Taylor around and probably get Joe Burrow killed. Mm-hmm. Ta-da.
Got to be impressed, though. Jamar Chase, 2 touchdowns yesterday. He's now got 4 touchdowns in his 3 NFL games. So that's a positive for the Cincinnati Bengals. But, yes, yesterday's narrative was more about how bad this Pittsburgh Steelers team is, how disjointed their offense is. It does not move.
It's called poorly.
Yep.
It's built poorly. The line is not good. And Cincinnati, to their credit, they took exactly what was given to them.
Yep.
Joe Mixon was good. Jamar Chase was fine. He got in the end zone 2 times. I understand he scored a lot of touchdowns. You still should have taken Penny Sewell, and you're never going to convince me you shouldn't have.
Mm-hmm. Tennessee Titans beat the Indianapolis Colts 25-16.
I came so close to covering this game. Fucking Indianapolis.
I tried to tell you, Derrick Henry, he cannot be stopped. 113 yards rushing yesterday, had another 3 catches in the passing game.
Yeah. No.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he can't be stopped. Okay, I want before you bask in the glow of Derrick Henry, he averaged 4 yards a carry.
And that's all I need him to do.
He had one 19-yard run and I think a 14-yard run. Mm-hmm. Other than that, he broke 8 one other time. Mm-hmm. And I got news for you. If they keep running him like this, he will break.
He could.
Period.
He could. But he is a monster, and when you give him the ball, he is going to make somebody pay. He put Darius Leonard on his ass on one play. It was beautiful. I'm not saying it was extremely efficient.
I want you to think about what I'm getting to say. Top 3 most attempts in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Alvin Kamara and Christian McCaffrey are tied for 3rd with 52.
Yep.
Joe Mixon has 67. Mm-hmm. That's not a good sign, by the way. Derrick Henry has 80 through 3 games. Mm-hmm. He's 28 ahead of every running back in the league not named Joe Mixon.
He is.
That's not sustainable.
They see this, but that's how they did it last year, and they're going to continue to pound him.
Funny you said that.
Yeah.
Because I knew you were going to say that, so I pulled up a little stat here. Do you know how many attempts Derrick Henry had last year?
God, it was like 250 or something?
378.
378.
Do you know what he's on pace for right now?
478?
440.
Yikes.
Yeah, he's on pace for 60-plus more touches.
Yikes.
After having the most in the league by a mile last year.
Right.
You cannot do this to a running back. You can't. I don't care who he is. I don't care that he's 6'3", 200, 407 pounds. I don't care. You cannot ask somebody to do this. And it's going to come back to bite you in the ass. Just remember that I said it.
Yep.
I've been saying this for weeks on Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Because Arthur Smith left, and it's like he was the only one with a brain, an IQ above salad dressing. You're in a 17-game season now. Now you have to play a full extra regular season game. This team is going to win this division because this division sucks a lot. Mm-hmm. But you can't ask a running back to touch the ball 30 times a game. That's stupid.
Yeah. Like regular Carson Wentz. I don't think injured Carson Wentz played any differently than normal Carson Wentz would. He missed a couple of throws, had some bad drops on his receivers. Zach Pascal dropped 2 touchdowns, I think, in the game. So it's just Colts can't get out of their own way. And the Tennessee running game was too much for them. Oh, you ready? Broncos.
We'll stay with the 4 o'clock games. We'll start with the Rams because Daniel Calderon's asked for the Rams a bunch of times. And we try to be acquiescing here in the sports sector.
LA Rams beat my Tampa Bay Buccaneers 34-24. Garbage touchdown late. It didn't, it was supposed to be worse than that. They had us doubled up. It wasn't competitive.
No.
I mean, Stafford was great. Cooper Kupp was great. As all the things that I had told you leading up to this game. Mm-hmm.
I'm very lost as to why Robert Woods is not a bigger part of this offense. I don't get that. As soon as Matthew Stafford wound up here, the first thought I had was, good God, Robert Woods has to be the happiest person on planet Earth.
Right.
And it's not worked that way.
No. Like all of their big plays that they have tried, and some of them they've completed, have been Van Jefferson. Deshaun Jackson had 2 big plays yesterday. He could have had 2 touchdowns. Couldn't connect on one of them. I don't know. I can't tell you what the thing is with Robert Woods. Maybe he's just kind of running in that decoy mode.
I don't get it. I really
maybe
don't.
He's getting all the attention, and Cooper Kupp is tearing him up.
Here's my point to that. They still have him, and he's done virtually nothing.
Yep.
And they're this good.
Yep.
You realize that's like having a sixth gear in a sports car. Like, oh, you think we're good now? Just wait. We haven't really been able to run a greasy peg up a cat's ass, and we haven't used our best receiver.
Right.
Watch this. They're number one in my power rankings by a lot.
Not even close.
For me, if we voted power rankings like they did in the college football poll, they'd have every first place vote.
Agreed.
They're very, very good.
The defense is good. Tampa Bay they couldn't get defensive pressure at all yesterday. And the secondary is as suspect as ever.
You do have a problem there. You do have a problem there. But, I mean, be really honest with yourself. How many other teams in the league can take advantage of that the way that Stafford just did?
There's 3, I think.
He was borderline perfect. Yeah, I have 3. Kansas City, the Rams, and Buffalo Bills. That's all I got.
Exactly.
Hey, guess what? That's my top 4. Hey, guess what? It's been my top 4. Nothing's changed. We do Overreaction Monday for a reason, because people lose their shit to the most recent thing they've seen.
Yep.
We don't.
Oh, the Chiefs are 2-2. Don't care.
1-2.
Or 1-2.
Could be
Don't
0-3. Don't give a shit.
Right.
They're my 4.
I'd agree. They're still up there for me. Yesterday, I left the bar. I told everybody I got to go. They were like, wait, your game's just coming on. Yeah, I got to go home and cuss at my television in private because this is not going to go my way. I called it when the schedule was released that we were going to go on the road and lose in week 3 to the LA Rams, and then we are going to hammer New England next week. It is going to be revenge of Tom, and I'm telling you, I will not be shocked if Bill Belichick doesn't cry on the sidelines.
Well, that's not going to happen. But if they'll play hello over top of it, that'd be great.
Oh, yeah.
I think I might have to make a video of that.
You're just going to see that stone Bill Belichick face for 3 quarters because it's going to get out of control. Tom's got the record on the line, the all-time passing record. I don't want to be a New England Patriots fan next week.
Scary thing. I didn't think Matthew Stafford was this big of a addition compared to Jared Goff. I didn't think he was that much better, mainly because I'm not as down on Goff as so many others are.
Yeah,
I was wrong. He is that big of an addition. He stretches the field. He's got that veteran mentality. He just gets he makes everybody around him better. That's what I undervalued. Was he's so talented at making the people around him better. Do you realize he has only been sacked 3 times in 3 games? Playing the Bears, the 49ers, or the Bears, the Bucks, and the Indianapolis Colts. That's 3 pretty decent pass rushes. He's been sacked 3 times. He's only been hit like 8 times. Line's been good.
I knew he was good.
I like the Sony Michel thing. Hit the combination him and Darrell Henderson when he gets healthy, that will be enough in the run game. You know what? And I'm going to say it. I don't really see a way, short of injury, that's going to keep the Rams from being in the NFC title game. Probably playing this game over again, and I don't think you can beat them. I really don't. I don't think you can beat them in L.A. I don't think you can beat them in Tampa Bay. I don't think you can beat them in Canada. I don't think you can beat them in Guadalajara. I don't fucking care. That secondary is not good enough to beat this team.
No, I agree. It's going to take out-of-your-mind play like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had in the last playoffs to make that happen.
The downside is, and Calderon said it in the comments, you have to stay healthy. The problem is the Rams are going to have to play pillar to post because even being 15-2, the second best team in your division may very well be 13-4.
Yes.
So you're going to be playing up until, probably week 17. Tampa Bay may have a 5-game lead in that division because literally look at the schedule. It is unbelievable how favorable their schedule is going forward.
Yep. Denver Broncos, New York Jets. Jets got shut out again.
Jets, just end this shit, please, God, just end it.
26-0. It was never close. Zach Wilson
sucks.
He did exactly what I said. I believe in the run-up to this game. I said he's not going to throw 4 picks, but he's going to throw 2.
That's biased because the last one was with 30 seconds to go on a deep ball that It just had to come out of his hand. He threw one that was not good. I think it was Surtain broke on it. I think
you're right.
It was a good play by Surtain. The problem is you went too far in the opposite direction. You neutered him. He literally didn't push the ball down the field at all, which allowed Denver to just stack the defense up and rush him aggressively. You couldn't run.
5 sacks.
I mean, it's comically bad. I mean, the Jets are comically bad.
Yep.
The defense was, I don't know the stat on this, but I can find it. I felt like the defense was on the field forever. I don't have time of possession pulled up in front of me, but it's right there. Boop. Go! I hate computers.
Time of possession, Denver had it
36 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had it 36 minutes. The Jets ran a total of 53 plays. And you're not going to win that way. You're not.
No.
As for Denver, your free ride is over, bitches. The check has come due, and it is time for Teddy Bridgewater to pay the fuck up. I'm going to level. I don't think you win a game, and I mean not a game, until December. I don't think the Denver Broncos will win another game until December.
Can't beat the Eagles at home.
Pass rush.
Yeah.
Pass rush is good.
Okay.
I mean
that's the only one I see on that list that they could beat.
I don't think you're going into Denver and beating them with T.J. Watt.
Washington football team.
Maybe. I just think it's going to be gross. I think you're going to have to outgross teams.
Yep. It's a rough schedule from here on out, but the Denver Broncos are 3-0.
Slasher asked what in the world's going on with Big Ben. His medical alert bracelet is not going off. It needs a new battery because he has fallen and he cannot get up.
Yep.
Chuck G asked, will the Jets win a game? I sure as fuck hope not, because I want Kayvon Thibodeau a lot. By the way, I'm going to say this, and I know we're far out from the draft.
Yeah.
You remember that thing I said of if you need a quarterback, you damn sure better go get one now?
Yes.
You see how that's borne out? Name me a quarterback who has not atrophied his draft stock this college football season. It's Matt Corral. That's the only one, and I have a funny feeling I won't be able to say that next Monday.
Right.
After he plays Alabama.
That's going to be very tough.
If you need a quarterback now, you better pray to Jehovah that one falls out of the sky.
Right. Or today could be a good day. Your franchise could make the decision to trade for Deshaun Watson.
I swear to you, I feel like the Deshaun Watson thing's coming. And I think it's coming to Miami.
It should.
Jay Glazer reported yesterday that a team has offered 3 1s and 3 3s. I don't think Houston can turn that down forever.
Yeah.
I don't. I think they look at that team. The team's playing hard. They're not good, but they're playing hard. And everybody likes Culley, and I think at some point you have to look at it and go, we can take this distraction away and add draft capital and move on.
Yep. I'm curious if the same people running the Rockets are running the Texans. Because it's the same shit that they did with James Harden with the Rockets.
Yeah, and you remember when you wound up with Victor Oladipo for James Harden?
And they waited.
You remember how that sucked? You should probably not do that again.
Yeah, they waited and they waited and they waited, and they lost out on the big package that they could have gotten. The Raiders.
Tank just said big package.
Yep, I did. The Raiders beat the Dolphins 31-28. It took overtime to win this game. Miami led at one point 14-2, and then and then the Raiders came back, scored 25 unanswered. Then they gave up an 11-point lead, allowed Miami to tie the game right at the end of regulation. Went into overtime. They ended up getting it on a field goal.
I need to throw this out there to Raider fans. I need you to understand that me taking the Dolphins plus the number was not a slight at you. Apparently, a lot of Raider fans did not get that. I've been one of your greatest allies, so friendly fire that shit over here to him. Jacoby Brissett makes the Dolphins better.
Yeah.
And I think this is just my belief. I'm not Stephen Ross. I am not Chris Greer. I think you had to look at that team with Jacoby Brissett, with a veteran leader, and how much more efficiently things went. And I think you have to look at that and go, Tua's not the answer. You have to do something or this is a lost year. And if you look at the schedule, just always look to the schedule. You play the Colts at the Bucs. That's not going to be ideal. But you play the Colts at the Bucs, the Jaguars, and the Falcons. I don't give a fuck who your quarterback is. You're going to win 3 of those games. So you're going to be sitting there at 4-3 with the ability to salvage this and make the playoffs. 4 weeks is plenty enough time to get Deshaun Watson acclimated to this offense. I'm telling you, and I understand, I'm not a lawyer. I've said that before. I'm not a cop. I'm not any of those things. I get it. Everything I have been told is that's going to be adjudicated. What that means, I don't know. I mean, I know what adjudicated means, but what the fallout of that is, I don't know. He's going to be able to play this year. I can tell you that much definitively. If a team trades for him, he will be able to play this year. This is a playoff team with a better quarterback. Make the damn move. You're calling about it, you're doing it behind closed doors, and you don't want anybody to know. Well, here's the thing. You're dealing with the Houston Texans, who have the loudest mouth of any front office in the NFL. We all fucking know it. Every one of us know it's you. There's a reason that no other team has been talked about with this. We know it's you. So don't play the moral high ground of, oh, we're not going to do it. You're the team that offered 3 1s and 3 3s. Just do it.
Derek Carr continued to play really well. 386 yards passing in this one, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Hell, Peyton Barber had 112 yards. Apparently, John Gruden wasn't bullshitting. He's taking over that Josh Jacobs role.
We can run the ball, man. Good running team. Knock on wood if you hear me, man.
The Seattle Seahawks and the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, hold on. With the Raiders, I do want to elaborate on the Raiders a little bit.
All right.
That's a play. I mean, we've already determined that's a playoff team. I think that ship has sailed. If you don't get that now, them and the Chargers next week on Monday Night Football might be the only really good Monday night game we get all year.
Really?
The schedule sucks. I mean, there are a couple that are fine.
Yeah.
But there's just so many, like Lions, Packers, and Eagles, Cowboys, which I'm not overly happy about tonight.
Right.
Yeah. But you look at that schedule for the Raiders, there's a whole mess of wins on that schedule.
Yes, there is.
Whole damn mess of them. I might have a ticket that says Raiders plus 7.5 wins.
The question for me is how many teams get into the playoffs out of the West divisions? We might have 6.
I don't really see a way that it's less than 6. I could say it'd be more than that.
More than that?
There's only one team in either of those divisions that I can definitively tell you is not a playoff team.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about them in just a minute.
The Seattle Seahawks and the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings win 30-17. No Dalvin Cook. No problem.
Alexander Mattison. We tried to tell you Sunday morning you need to go. I literally talked myself into that out loud.
Yep. 112 yards, 26 carries, caught 6 for 59. Alexander Mattison was unbelievable, and you know what? The Seattle line was bad. The Vikings got steady pressure the entire game on Russell Wilson, and just wasn't able to do a whole lot with it.
Justin Jefferson.
Yep, you were right on Justin Jefferson. We were completely wrong on Tyler Lockett. Everybody thought Tyler Lockett was going to have a big day, but you did say look out for DK Metcalf.
I said it doesn't make any sense, but this is I could easily see this being a DK Metcalf.
Yep, 6 catches, 108 yards, and a touchdown for DK.
Here's the thing. Seattle's not good. They're not. You can fight me on this. You can argue with me on this until your dying day. They're not good. The line is bad. And now, have you looked at what their next month looks like?
I think they have back-to-back games with the Cardinals and the Rams, don't they?
No. You're at the 49ers this week. Then you play the Rams on a short week.
Niners, Rams.
That's on a Thursday night. That'll be fun for you. Then you play the Steelers at the Steelers, Saints. Then you get the Jaguars. There's a win. That'll be fun. Yippee skippy. Then you get the Cardinals at the Washington football team, the 49ers at the Texans, at the Rams, and the Bears and Lions, and then at the Cardinals.
Yeah.
It's a 6-win team. Yeah. That's what they are. And if it wasn't for Russell Wilson, they would be down there in that Jets, god-awful, horrid territory of Bears, Jets, Texans, Jaguars. That's how bad the rest of this team is.
Right.
Russell Wilson is that good.
Right. All right, and then Sunday Night Football last night, the Green Bay Packers and the San Francisco 49ers, 30-28 final score. Mason Crosby playing the hero. Well, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, really. I mean, you're going to leave him 37 seconds left on the clock? Why not? I guess we shouldn't be shocked by this anymore. Aaron Rodgers gets the ball with very little time left on the clock and gets his team within field goal range. 51-yard kick from Mason Crosby. To me, this was just two hard-nosed teams going at each other. I didn't think Jimmy Garoppolo was bad, but I mean, there seems to be a growing roar for Trey Lance. I don't really get it.
If you watch the game live and you listen to the crowd, it's getting louder.
Yep.
And I tried to tell you, fans short for fanatic. Fans don't think about everything. They think about what will make me the happiest.
Yep.
We traded for a kid on draft night. I bought his jersey. I lost my shit that he's the greatest 49er quarterback since Steve Young. Blah, 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 blah. So he comes. So you trot him out there. He runs these basic ass run plays, and everybody goes, "See, that's the dynamic we don't have."
Right.
You're setting yourself up for failure here.
Right.
Jimmy Garoppolo is the quarterback that gives the team the best chance to win right now. However, he wasn't particularly good last night, and every time you see him be not particularly good, that's going to be a problem.
Yep.
And here's where the problem lies. They can't run at all.
No.
And do you know why they can't run at all?
What is that?
A, they have a running back in Trey Sermon that doesn't fit this system, which I tried to tell you. B, every team they play against stacks the box because they're not scared of Jimmy beating them deep. They're not scared of that. Deebo Samuel runs in this weird route tree. It's the reason that the Jets are running into issues with Denzel Mims because they want Denzel Mims to be Deebo Samuel, and he's not. The thing with San Francisco is that you don't have anything that scares you deep. Jimmy doesn't have a particularly big arm. They don't have a great deep threat, although I think Ayuk can be. At some point, I think you have to do it, and I think the time's coming quicker than people believe. I could see San Francisco being the best, just, again, looking at the schedule, I could see San Francisco being the best 6-4 team in the NFL in Week 10.
Yeah.
But you've got a sweet stretch of defenses with the Jaguars, the Vikings, the Seahawks, the Bengals, the Falcons, the Titans, the Texans at the end of the year. So if he's going to come in, that's going to be about the time it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It'll be on a, when is the bye week? The bye week's after the Cardinals in 2 weeks.
I still just don't know if if you're on the trajectory to make the playoffs, why are you going to mess with it? Why are you going to mess with it and bring in a new quarterback?
Because you know you can't win. Yeah. Because you know with Jimmy Garoppolo you cannot win a Super Bowl.
Right.
Because shit like last night happens. There were a lot of instances where Jimmy Garoppolo just did this mind-boggling shit. And then you get down to the 1 yard line, you can't score. All right, so Trenton Cannon has this huge kickoff return right before the end of the half, of which, by the way, okay, that was some of the worst special teams play I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a hole that big on a kick return. Trenton Cannon played for us. Yeah. He's not that good.
Right.
He's very fast, but he's not that good.
Right.
So they get the ball down to the 1, and then Jimmy can't get in the end zone. He just can't. So they had to bring in Trey Lance. He's like the closer. And that play was predictable as shit. You still couldn't stop it.
Right.
I've routinely said I think Trey Lance is what Cam Newton was always sold to us that he was. At some point, this is either going to be, the package for him is either going to get way bigger or he'll be the starter.
Yep.
I don't know. And I have no intel as to which one's which.
Yep.
But I will tell you this. As I was watching the All-22 last night, I'm watching that 49er offense going, with Trey Lance, this would be fucking terrifying because he has a cannon arm. And you have all this pre-snap motion and all these things happening and all this misdirection. That's why they drafted him. I get it, watching it from that perspective, because I'm sitting here thinking, as me, if I'm coaching this, now I have a quarterback that's a gigantic human being that can run over your corners, and we're playing sleight of hand. We're doing close-up magic tricks all day long. I don't like saying you have to put in a rookie on a team that does have Super Bowl aspirations.
Right.
I look at what happened with the Rams yesterday, and if I'm John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, we have to come together today and go, the only chance we have of beating them, the only chance, is if we get Trey acclimated and we can install the packages like that, and it's going to be a big part of the offense. If he's not the starter, it's going to be a big part of the offense.
Yeah.
And I think it would fuck Garoppolo up.
Okay. Green Bay Packers win 30-28 over the 49ers. Aaron Rodgers playing the hero at the end of the game, leading the game-winning drive. Mason
Just
Crosby
don't give him the ball with 30 seconds.
No.
You gave him 37 seconds. You knew exactly what was going to happen.
Right.
Hell, I knew what was going to happen.
Right. Devontae Adams was great, 12 catches, 132 yards and a touchdown. Aaron Jones, he had another big day, as we said he would. To me, it was no surprise that the Packers went on the road and picked up that win against San Francisco. I mean, hell, we all picked it on Friday of, Green Bay was the underdog, and they shouldn't have been. They're just the better team, in my opinion. Tonight, Monday Night Football, we'll get the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. We will break down that game, give the picks and everything. Greene on Greene coming up this afternoon on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. Sports Tank with Jeremy Greene, heard everywhere live, weekday 3 p.m. On the iHeartRadio app. Join us then. We will talk about this week in college football as well, which went horribly for the ACC.
We have a thing for that.
Yeah. Anyway, we will catch you on the radio side this afternoon. Everybody be well, and until next time.